Hello, my dear friends. Today we are going to Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv is the economic and cultural center of the country and the second largest city in Israel in terms of population. I went to Tel Aviv by train. I really like this comfortable train. This train has soft seats, tables, and sockets, so you can charge your phone. I went to Tel Aviv early in the morning and napped all the way. Morning starts with coffee. I did not have time to have breakfast at home, so I took food with me. I have fish and shrimp rolls here. They are homemade. I also took a table fan with me. The train has air conditioning, but I was still hot. Hello, Tel Aviv! I go up the escalator to leave the station. My first impression? It is very hot here. After walking around the city for the first hour, I already managed to burn out. Tel Aviv is very noisy, Levantine mess that Israelis affectionately call a balagan, a financial center and a beach resort. Now we will rise higher to see the magnificent panorama of the city. This is a city from a bird's eye view. How beautiful and modern is Tel Aviv! There are no well-known museums and ancient churches and castles here. This is a young city that has mixed a bunch of everything. Tel Aviv is one of the most expensive cities in the world. There are many offices and business centers built in a modern style here. This is a great example of modern design. And this is a big mall. Here you can buy everything, from coffee and croissant to clothes. In Israel, cash is very rarely used. Everyone pays with bank cards. In fact, finding an ATM to receive cash is quite difficult. In such machines, there is always a commission. I really like the design of modern shopping malls in Israel. Look how interesting the glass roof is! In general, I like big cities with their eternal bustle. When all kinds of people are walking around speaking different languages of the world, I feel the breeze of life. The purpose of my visit to Tel Aviv is the old city of Jaffa. This is an ancient city hundreds of years older than Tel Aviv. Today, Jaffa is a part of Tel Aviv, a tourist area that is radically different from the rest of the city. You can get there by bus. However, due to the reconstruction of the city, buses in Tel Aviv run irregularly and not on schedule. Very often, buses change their route and go around construction cities in the long way. So I rode the bus for over an hour and got very sick. Well, very strongly indeed. And here are the streets of Old Jaffa. These streets are absolutely amazing. They seem to have stepped out of the pages of a fairy tale book. Even before the start of the trip, I made a list of attractions that I want to visit in Jaffa. And of course, I wanted to start my walk with a tour of the famous Soaring orange tree. An old legend says that it was a local artist first planted this tree in the ground, but the greedy authorities applied the old Turkish rule and taxed the fruit tree. The artist, in protest, planted a tree not on the land of the municipality, but in the air. What to consider it? A symbol of integrity or a work of art? You decide. I go to the main square of Jaffa, Kikar Gdumim. Do you believe in horoscopes? And why? Have any astrological predictions from the Sunday paper even come true in your life? Do you agree that the fate of a person is determined by the stars under which he was born? Have you ever compared important decisions with the prophecies of stars and astrologers? One way or another, whether you believe in all this or not, astrology, which according to some researchers arose about 40 to 100,000 years ago, continues to excite minds and stir hearts. There are 12 months in a year. There are also 12 signs of the zodiac, and this corresponds to 12 letters combinations of the unpronounceable name of God. God created 12 constellations that correspond to 12 months, 12 hours of the day and 12 hours of the night, which in turn correspond to the 12 tribes of Israel. And the signs of the zodiac have been the highlight of the most beautiful place in Jaffa. There is a bridge of desires in front of me. It is believed that the bridge is able to fulfill the cherished desires of a person. You just need to find your sign on its railing, put your hand on it, and, looking at the beautiful landscape that opens from here, make your most cherished wish. It is in Jaffa that the best observation deck of Tel Aviv is located. It is located in Ebresha Park, on one of the highest points of the old city. From here, you can see the Tel Aviv embankment, the Church of St. Peter, the Andromeda Rocks, and the steeple of the bell tower of the Church of St. Tabitha. And now I'm heading to the port. This is the place that for many years determined the life of the city. This is one of the oldest ports in the world, over 3,000 years old. The port passed dozens of times from army to army, from state to state. There was something to fight for. This is an important point of the sea trade route. It was through Jaffa that the pilgrims traveled to Jerusalem, and the Jewish communities received food. Today, fishing boats and small yachts huddle in the port of Jaffa. It is a great happiness to watch the sunset in the port of Old Jaffa. It seems that the sun goes down directly into the sea. The sky turns gold and pink. A light wind forms folds on the surface of the water. The waves crash softly on the shore. In the evening, you feel the fatigue accumulated during the day. This day was full of new impressions. I dip my feet in the cold water and give myself time to rest a bit before heading back. And now it's time for dinner. I go to an authentic cafe serving Oriental cuisine. Of course, I order shakshuka. Locals prefer to eat shakshuka for dinner. In essence, shakshuka is scrambled eggs in a sauces of tomatoes, sweet peppers, onions, and spices. But as it turned out, it was not the egg at all, but the spicy tomato and pepper sauce. In Arab countries, shakshuka is any dish based on this sauce. And potatoes, beans, and even sausages can be cooked in it. The popularity of this dish in the Middle East is easily explained by the availability of ingredients. Each family has its own unique and exceptionally correct shakshuka recipe. They brought me a lot of food. I'm not exaggerating. This whole mountain of food is just one dish I ordered. The shakshuka itself was on two plates. One plate contained a fried egg with vegetable salad. In another plate was shakshuka sauce with potatoes. In addition, they brought me two small plates. One of them had a delicious sauce, and the other contained white cheese. I was served two fresh, still hot flatbreads with the shakshuka. It was an unforgettable walk. I regret that I only had one day to walk around Jaffa. I will gladly come here again.